A woman rushed in, screaming in pain with her left eye bulging out of its socket, swollen, deep red and shining like a stretched balloon. Doctors thought it was a blood clot. Then they thought it was a tumor. But when they finally opened the swollen mass, what they found inside left the entire hospital silent. This is the story of Olivia Turner, a healthy 43-year-old woman whose normal day turned into the most terrifying medical emergency of her life. It started as something tiny, just a small annoying pressure behind Olivia's left eye. Nothing painful at first, just a feeling that something was pushing from inside her skull. She blamed stress, she blamed too little sleep, she blamed spending too much time in front of a computer screen. Life was busy, she had no time to deal with, weird pressure. But over the next 3 days, the pressure slowly became pain. A dull, throbbing ache, then stabbing pulses that shot through her eye socket every time she bent forward. On day 4, Olivia woke up with her left eyelid swollen. It looked like she had been punched. Still, she went to work. Still, she ignored the pain. But by the afternoon, the pressure became unbearable. Her eyelid wouldn't fully close. Her eye felt like it was being pushed out from inside. Terrified, she booked an appointment with her ophthalmologist for the next morning. She would never make it to that appointment. Olivia woke up screaming. Her eye was bulging, not slightly, not swollen, but physically pushed outward as if something inside her skull was trying to escape. The skin around the eye was stretched thin and shiny. The color had changed to a deep, terrifying violet. Her husband Michael took one look and froze. Then he grabbed the car keys and rushed her to the emergency room. Every bump on the road made Olivia scream. She felt pressure, incredible pressure, like a balloon being inflated behind her eye socket, one pump away from bursting. When they arrived at the ER, doctors immediately rushed her inside. Even the triage nurse gasped. Dr. Harris, a senior ophthalmologist, examined her eye. The swelling was extreme. Her eye had proptosis, forced out of the socket by at least 2 centimeters. The mass looked like a hemorrhagic cyst filled with blood, but something was off. The surface wasn't smooth. It pulsated, very faintly, but it pulsated. Her vision was becoming blurry. She could barely see light. A CT scan was ordered immediately. When the results came back, the entire room went silent. Behind her eye, in the orbital cavity, there was a large fluid-filled sac pressing against the optic nerve. But the scan also showed something else, a thin parasite-like structure coiled inside. Doctors suspected something rare, something almost unheard of in developed countries, a parasitic infection called echinococcosis, also known as a hydatid cyst. Normally these cysts grow in the liver or lungs, but in extremely rare cases, they can grow behind the eye. How long has this been developing? Michael asked. Dr. Harris swallowed. Months, maybe even a year. The pressure had been building slowly, silently, until the cyst reached a size so large that it physically pushed the eye outward, stretching tissue to the point of rupture. If the cyst burst inside the orbit, Olivia could go blind, or worse, go into anaphylactic shock and die. Emergency surgery was the only option. Olivia was rushed into the operating theater. The surgical team prepared meticulously. Hydatid cysts are extremely dangerous. If they rupture during surgery, the fluid can spread microscopic parasitic particles throughout the body. Dr. Harris made a careful incision under the brow bone. The mass immediately pressed outward, taut, swollen, and blood-filled. The room was silent. With microscopic precision, the surgeon cut into the orbital cavity and exposed the cyst fully. It was enormous. Then, using a needle, he slowly aspirated the fluid to reduce pressure. When the cyst deflated slightly, he opened the surrounding membrane. And that's when everyone froze. Inside the cyst was a gelatinous sac, a parasitic daughter cyst, almost like a translucent bubble. It was indeed Echinococcus. A living parasitic organism had been growing behind her eye for months. The surgical team successfully removed the entire cyst without rupturing it, an extremely rare outcome. Inside it were hydatid fluid, parasitic membranes, a cluster of tiny larval cysts. Had any of these leaked into her blood, Olivia's life would have been in immediate danger. The cyst itself measured almost 3.4 centimeters, the size of a large grape. No wonder her eye had been pushed out of its socket. After the surgery, Olivia spent a week in the hospital. Her eye slowly moved back into place, swelling decreased. Her vision returned gradually. Doctors told her something both shocking and relieving. She was days away from total blindness. If she had come even a little later, the pressure would have permanently damaged her optic nerve. She had narrowly escaped losing her eye, or her life.